Australian Premier said it, both South Australia, Western Australia, Tasmania, all going through unprecedented demands on our emergency departments. So
the growth in demand in our hospitals, why it is hard to know, except that there is some evidence that some sort of delayed reaction to COVID. Huge numbers of people coming through the doors.
What do we do if someone refuses to be tested? Well, they can't now. If someone refuses in our facilities to be tested, they have to keep staying. So they won't be able to leave after 14 days. They have to stay on for another 14 days.
Quarantine facility that you announced.
We'll also need it for unvaccinated people.
So it's a pretty good incentive. You either get your tests done and make sure you're cleared, or we will keep you in a facility longer. So I think most people will look at that and say, I'll take the test.
There are a lot of people who don't base their decisions in science. Some people are not wanting to take vaccines. Well, my message to them is you're being extremely selfish.
People who've decided not to get vaccinated for no good reason.
If you think you can not have a vaccine just because you don't want to have a vaccine, well, you should think about what you're doing.
Now there's so few of them left as pariahs. I'm certainly very concerned to make sure that I'm not anywhere where there are people who are unvaccinated.
What a hide you have. What a ridiculous position is that?
There is no reason for anybody not to accept either vaccine.
When you're going to put health staff at risk, and when you get sick, you're going to expect to come into hospital and get paid for by taxpayers. It's time for those who actually think that way to wake up.
A pandemic, an epidemic of the unvaccinated.
You can trust us as a source of that information.
Commentators who actually don't base their commentary in any logic whatsoever. So
you must get vaccinated.
It's called being a goddamn bloody adult.
Get vaccinated, and you know what? But don't think you can get on a plane or a train besides vaccinated people and put them at risk.
That's the way it is.
Messages coming out from some people who would describe themselves as anti-vaxxers, and others who have, for various reasons, opposition to vaccination. Anti-vaxxers obviously live in another universe, and others who give messages that this virus isn't dangerous and don't get vaccinated clearly have no medical or scientific training.
Dismiss anything else. We will continue to be your single source of truth.
It can kill you, and it can kill your family and your friends. Don't listen to some of these crazy messages that are coming out.
Two different classes of people. If you're vaccinated or if you're unvaccinated, you have all these rights. If you are vaccinated...
That is what it is. So, yep.
They think that everything will be solved by taking a horse deworming tablet. Let's not pretend that these are otherwise rational individuals. They are absolutely wacky.
look, some of these people are zealots and they behave in ways that are frankly obscene.
Former New South Wales Premier Bob Carr is calling for anti-vaxxers to be stripped of Medicare.
All our hopes are riding on a vaccine. Yes. You need to be quiet.
Yeah, you just can't mix with us unless you're vaccinated. Now, as Christmas approaches, many of us will be faced with a new dilemma: how to handle unvaccinated loved ones.
Ugly extremists.
Whether you should spend time with them over the festive season, sit next to them at Christmas dinner.
Putting other people's lives at risk. You don't have the right to do that.
Grow a brain.
The time for protest, the time for carry on, the time for reading crazy conspiracy theories is over.
Mad behaviour of people who should know better, acting like thugs and bullies and anarchists, and it's disgraceful, it's un-Australian, it's rotten, and this is outrageous conduct. I understand there's some rally today that people are complaining.
There is a freedom rally.
A freedom rally. We are free. They're going to my office.
Going to your office at Duma House. What do you say to them? What do you say to those people that'll be marching on your office at midday today?
Grow up, act like adults. I mean, seriously, they just need to grow up and grow a brain.
Some of those people at those rallies will die.
If you are anti-mandate, you are absolutely anti-vax. I don't care what your personal vaccination status is. If you support, champion, give a green light, give comfort to, support anybody who argues against the vaccine, you are an anti-vaxxer. Absolutely. Your personal vaccination status is utterly irrelevant. If you campaign against the mandate, if you campaign against people being vaccinated in vulnerable settings, I reject that. I still reject it. And if you are out there in any way, shape or form campaigning against this mandate, you are absolutely anti-vax. If you say pro-persuasion, stuff it, shove it. We are absolutely going to make sure as many Territorians as possible are vaccinated. I will never back away from supporting vaccines, and anyone out there who comes for the mandate, you are anti-vax.